Hello everybody, I think we are live. You just see if we are here. Welcome to Sapsucker Woods. Hopefully we'll be able to have a nice walk. You are looking at my windshield. Okay, sounds like we have sound. And I am going to just get a couple more things and then we can take a walk. It's it's about 59 degrees last I saw, and you know, not too sunny, but it's still bright here, but at least partly cloudy, or I don't know if it's mostly cloudy. I don't know. Anyway, be right with you. Since I arrived here, I have seen a couple blue jays, and I may have heard a red-winged blackbird, but I'm not sure. I never saw it, and I haven't seen or heard anything else. I just may have heard it's possible I heard a mourning dove in flight. They, if you don't know, they have a fairly distinctive sound that they make with their wings, especially when they take off, and so that I may have heard. I think I am hearing some more red-winged blackbirds. Hold on, I'm just fiddling with the tripod, trying to get it to do what it's supposed to do. Okay, that's better. I'd say a light jacket is appropriate given the temperature. It's not exactly warm, not freezing, but not warm. And I'm going to take with me, although I don't know if I'll wear, I'm going to take with me some gloves just in case. Light gloves. You know, here in the parking lot, looking around the trees, I mean, it looks like, you know, autumn is here, and things have colored up, and things have been, the leaves have dropped. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Okay, that's better. So I'm just trying to get everything together here so we can walk. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary on my way here. Actually, I didn't really see, in terms of birds, I didn't see much at all. I did see one red-tailed hawk on my way here, but that was it. Okay, I think we're ready to walk. Welcome to Sapsucker Woods. So like I said, I've seen a couple of blue jays in, well, one just as I was just on to Sapsucker Woods Road, and I happened to see it, caught sight of it. It was in some low shrubbery, went to the ground, then went right back up. At least I thought that's how it worked out. And I saw another one after I parked the car. It just flew overhead. I may have heard, as I've mentioned to you, I believe I was hearing some red-winged blackbirds with their normal vocalizations for this time of year. Not the singing, but you can kind of hear them. Chip, 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 chip. I'm not sure where they are, if they're in those trees or not. I believe they are. And we also heard, or I heard, a mourning dove flight. One had been nearby and it took off, and I heard its wings. Now I'm hearing some chattering type noises. I don't know what it could be, but it might be if I had to guess, it might be a red squirrel, but I'm not sure. Oh, someone ran by. I don't know. I do see a couple mourning doves. There's one, and I saw another one go off that way, but I don't see it now. And I believe I just heard a common grackle. And I don't know who's vocalizing nearby. Could it be a cardinal? Might be a cardinal. Yes, I just saw a cardinal fly over there. Northern cardinal. And at the feeders, I can see a couple mourning doves. It's hard to get them on camera for you. And there's another mourning dove there on the ground, at least one, maybe two. I may have. I can't tell. I can't see if I'm. Yes, there is a red squirrel down there on the ground. I think it's a red squirrel. And a blue jay just came in and flew to near the tops of these trees here. We're hearing Canada geese, of course. Good to hear them. And I'm very anxious to see how much water is here, given how dry it's been. I don't know if Ithaca has received much water. Anyway, you can see there's water at least on this end, but there usually is. And but you can see a lot of the trees have lost their leaves. Some of that had already been happening prior to this week, so it's not like it just happened since last tour. Anyway, here are not huge numbers of Canada geese, but certainly for sapsucker, significant numbers. There's a wood duck, a male. And there are more Canada geese over here. Well, I just looked away. I'm sorry I missed that. Water levels are still low, there's no doubt. If you look over here, you see, I mean, there's, mud as opposed to water, standing water. So the levels are still low, there's no doubt. And I'm going to take a moment to look around with binoculars, and then we'll get right underway. Let me just set things up here. Oh, you know what? Let me at least point you over there. I'm not sure if it's the same wood duck or not. I'm guessing it is not. But there's another one. Oh, there's a wood duck over here. Maybe a different one. I think it is. You look at it, it doesn't look quite as advanced. Hey, out of the way. In terms of its coloration, but it is a male. But the one we already saw, that one maybe, is obviously in full breeding colors. This one is not. Getting there. Hold on, something's disturbing the water nearby. It may have just been a frog or something, I don't know. But I hear a black-capped chickadee. No, is that a chickadee or is that a tufted titmouse? Well, anyway, we're gonna get to the trails. There's not that much going on here. Let me continue to look around just a little bit with binoculars, just in case. I'm not seeing any, I'm not seeing a lot of activity. So let's get to the trails. How did this get all tangled like this? Hello. Who's making that noise? Look, I don't know if you can see them well, but lots of leaves on the trail. I'm not sure what I'm hearing. I'm hearing some high-pitched chip notes. I'm not sure who's making them. Hold on. I'm going to set you down. I want to look with binoculars. Shoot, missed. I do see a cardinal. For all I know, it's the one we saw already. Oh, I think I see a... That might have been a... I think it was. I think it might be a yellow-rumped warbler. I hear a white-breasted nuthatch. Oh shoot, okay. And the chickadee. if that was a yellow-rumped warbler, at least the face looked like one. I'm not sure if, I don't know if it was one or not. Same kind of bird I saw yesterday, in that birding area that I mentioned it earlier today. Okay, whoever it was has moved on. Those are squeaky brakes. Okay, let's get going, I guess. Everyone has vacated the area. But I hear the cheep, cheep. I'm not sure what that is. I don't think it's cardinal, although there is a cardinal nearby. And there's also a chipmunk vocalizing. Okay, let's go. Across the road, I don't know if I can show them to you or not. Red-winged blackbirds. I hear the nuthatch again. White-breasted. I'm not sure what a red-breasted sounds like. Now that I think about it. So I expect once we get to the other side of the pond to be disappointed with the water levels given what I've seen so far and given just the general feeling I've had in terms of rain falling throughout the area this week. A little bit of standing water right here. Not much. Better than nothing. See, the signs of autumn are here all over the place. Ferns are brown, many leaves are down already, coloring up. This area here, we often see, a fair amount of color in even early September, so it's not surprising at all, but we'll see how things look once we get deeper into the woods. Last week and the week before, we were seeing a lot of robins. Haven't seen any yet. We may see them, I don't know, but I haven't seen any yet. Oh, come on. Hold on. Come on. Did it fly away already? I think it did. Oh, no. I'm not quite sure what it is. Is it yellow rumped? Although I don't see a yellow rump. I see some yellow on the sides. Wish it would turn for us a little bit. Turn this way. There you go. That does look like a yellow rump warbler. Beautiful bird. And this is the reason why I'm using this camera. Somebody else just flew in. Oh, I don't know where it is now. Hold on. There may be a few yellow rumps here. You can see the yellow rump on that one. And there's one up here, which we may have already seen. I think it's yellow rump warbler. And I thought I saw a third. Oh, wait. Who is that? Oh, okay, it just looks smaller somehow. Because we're looking at it, the way it's turned. Beautiful birds. So these are yellow rump warblers, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, which I may be. We do have some people waiting on the trail, so don't want to wait here forever. Okay, we're going to move on just because we're holding up people. Okay. Let's get off the trail and out of their way. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
No problem. Did you get it?
Pardon me? I did, yes, thank you. Let me just see the things here. I could sit and look at them a lot longer, quite honestly, because the yellow rump warbler is a beautiful bird. You know what? Somehow, even when you get them in focus, and everything is as sharp as it can be, it looks like their faces are like, they just look very soft, and they just have a soft appearance to them. I saw another one, or I saw one again. No, I don't see it now. I was tempted to go back and take a look, but we're gonna move on. But I mean, I have to say, the yellow rump warblers, especially in the right light, and especially if you catch a glimpse of one with, I mean, they're often moving about from branch to branch, and to see them best, obviously, if the leaves are gone. And when do we see them most? We see them most in the spring before the leaves have really filled out, and now we're seeing them again with some of the leaves having dropped. And you see them against, maybe a bare branch or slightly bare branch, and they're very photogenic, in my opinion. You can see as we're here at ground level, and we're getting deeper into the woods, so we're not right at the pond, for instance. I want to check on some things while I'm talking here, but you can see that things are indeed. They are indeed, developing in terms of fall colors. Leaves are turning brown more and more, and that's that's just how it is. So that's okay. oh, I should. I mean, you can see a lot of leaf cover on the ground here, at least in this area, and you know, not just off trail, but on trail. I mean, there's enough having fallen to really cover the trail, not completely, but certainly pretty well. And I'm sure there will be some areas where there's little or no leaf cover on the ground. I mean, even here, it's a little thinner here. I don't know if you can tell. Unless it was some of my own gear. I thought I heard something. Maybe it was my own gear. It's up here. I was just looking at it in the last couple days. I've shared that photo with you before of the fall colors that I saw here one year, late October. The way the leaves worked out in terms of staying on the trees, and kind of falling in unison, and things not being too wet in terms of rain or anything like that. It was right about here, I think I was, when I took that photo, and everything was bright orange and a shade of orange or something, some sort of shade of that everywhere, and the trail was completely covered with leaves. It was just beautiful, and there were still leaves on the trees, all orange and everything. It's just one of my favorite photos that I've taken. One thing I didn't mention to you earlier today, and I'll mention to you now, I can't smell it now, but it smells like fall. And that, no matter how good the camera is, I can't share that with you. There was another location, I can't remember where it was today, where it smelled like fall. I think it was at it may have been at Mays Point. It's Mays Point or the South Spring Pool. And you could just smell the sweet smell of the leaves that had fallen. Yesterday I was talking with some people about Cayuga Lake, and for the longest time, not that I absolutely dreaded and hated winter, but sometimes I did kind of dread winter, and I was just picturing in my mind how the northern end of Cayuga Lake can look at times in the winter. Either it's got a smooth sheet of ice on it, or it's just smooth with water, but I mean and maybe there's bird activity there, and kind of had me almost looking forward to winter. I know many of you are probably not ready for winter. I'm not saying I want winter yet. I'd rather have some nice autumn days and maybe some interesting migration to see. So it's not like I'm pushing for winter, no, not by any means, but I don't quite dread it. Sure, certain things I don't like. I mean, I don't want to shovel snow, and I don't want to drive and have slush and mud splattering on my windshield, but and when it gets really cold, it can be kind of challenging to take some walks here sometimes. I don't want to jinx anything, but the last couple years we haven't had really too many really, really cold times when it was difficult to walk here. We've been here sometimes when it's been as cold as like 4 degrees. And it wasn't that bad. But it was sunny, which made a huge difference. Hello. I have seen a gray squirrel or two. And I saw the well, I didn't show it to you, but I saw a red squirrel earlier in the feeding garden. I think I see a squirrel now, a gray squirrel. I won't be able to show it to you, but oh, maybe I don't. No, I'll walk back here. I thought I saw some movement. Could have been a chipmunk for all I know, but I don't know. Okay, I don't see anything, so we're going to continue. I will say this is, as usual, I mean, it seems like it's this way just about year-round. This area of the woods is pretty quiet. I've told you before, but I mean, for years and years, I've considered this stretch, even though it's teeming with trees and I'm sure other life, I think of it as the desert because I just don't usually see that many birds here. I've had some beautiful sightings here, certainly. But they're not the norm. I think I might be hearing a hairy woodpecker, but I'm not sure if it's a hairy or a downy. I used to take still photos, and I've told this before, but it was in this stretch that, you know, I'm walking along and looking here and looking there, and all of a sudden I look up and there's a red-tailed hawk, you know, just about 10 feet above me. Just sitting there watching. Haven't seen anything like that in a long time here. Although several weeks ago, a month or two ago, we were seeing some red-tailed hawk activity here in the woods. One thing that can be a problem this time of year is, as beautiful as the leaves can be, they make noise when you walk over them. Hello. as much as I like to have, you know, the trails well mulched, when they put fresh mulch down, it tends to be noisier to walk on than you know, the mud or the mulch that's taken a lot of, you know, a lot of wear and has been ground down quite a bit. You can walk on that pretty quietly. Good for, you know, two reasons. One, you don't want to startle birds with noise, and maybe even more important, you want to be able to hear, and as you walk, you know, you're not hearing your own footsteps, you're hearing any of the birds that are around. It's not just you know, their vocalization. Sometimes, you know, we've walked here and I've heard you know, a bird on the ground just moving through the leaves or the other material on the ground, and you know, I've found it only because of that. And you know, sometimes those sounds aren't necessarily loud, and if my own walking is making noise, I can miss such things. There are days when I've been here, or there have been days when I've been here and there's been enough leaf falling activity that it can be difficult too, because you know, a tree releases a leaf, it falls to the ground, maybe it hits other leaves on the way or other branches, and then when it strikes the ground, you know, it's all that is making sound. So if you're listening, you know, trying to listen for the, you know, sound of bird activity, it can be distracting. You look through there, looks like the leaves are, actually this is a good example of the sort of thing I've been talking about, and that is, even though the days are getting shorter, look how much, I don't know if you can tell or not, it's actually brighter in there than you might expect, and probably brighter than it was a week ago because so many leaves have fallen, so more light is reaching the ground. Hello.
Anything good?
Nothing out of the ordinary, but there are wood ducks out there, and
Solitary sandpiper right here.
oh, is there really? Thank you.
Real close, where the bench is.
Thank you very much. Let's see if we can see it. Some Canada geese there. I don't want to get too close just yet, but he said it was near the bench, so maybe they're able to get close and maybe it won't mind if I'm here. I don't see it yet. You know, there's more water here than there had been a couple weeks ago. You may recall when we were seeing the northern water thrush, there was like no water right there, and there's water there now. So now, as for the solitary sandpiper, I don't see any shorebird of any sort. Let me look with binoculars. I see a couple Canada geese, but that's it. I don't see any shorebirds. The geese are here. Oh, there it is. Or at least I saw a shorebird. I don't know if it was solitary sandpiper or not. Where'd it go? I don't know if I know solitary sandpipers well enough to determine that it's a solitary, but maybe it is. It doesn't look like a yellow legs. It doesn't look like a, what's it called? Oh, I can't remember the name now. The one that bobs its tail constantly as it walks. And I may have just heard a robin. Oh, spotted sandpiper is what I'm thinking of. No, so that doesn't look like a spotted. Not as close as I would like it if I wanted to see it really well. And we're seeing it fairly well, but it's not super close. I am hearing a robin. I'm glad he told us about this bird. I don't know if I would have seen it otherwise, although I caught sight of the motion, but maybe I wouldn't have looked as closely for it had he not said something. So while you're looking at that, I'm looking around. I believe I just heard a gray catbird. Again, I wish it were closer. Okay, let me just set you here looking at the geese a little bit, Canada geese, who are just kind of resting and relaxing, preening a bit. So I'd say overall there's a little bit more water than there had been a week ago. That's not saying much, but that's what I'm seeing. We're going to keep going. Get moving now. I'm hearing other vocalizations. Nothing really nearby, so we're gonna move. I'm hearing something from over there. And I just heard the robin again. I'm hearing a chip note. It may be a northern cardinal, I'm not sure. Maybe something else. I am seeing a bird or two, I think, nearby. Hold on, I better switch from here. For all I know, they may be yellow rumps again. Yes, indeed. Hey. See what I mean? Somehow they just look soft. Even when they're in sharp focus, they look soft. Hey, we don't want you there. I'm gonna move a little bit. Oh, no, it's back. Okay. Someone just jogged by. Okay, we're gonna keep moving, but you see what I mean, though. They really are beautiful. It's the birds like the warblers or the house wrens, or these birds that we often can see like in the trees, moving around and giving us a hard time to see. They're the sort of reason why I like having this camera as opposed to the other small camera we were using in the car earlier today. That one it can do manual focus, but it's a lot more complicated and difficult and just not as good. I just heard somebody. At least I thought it. I think I'm still on manual focus, so which may be a good thing. So overall, we still have, quite a few dry areas, or at the very least, they're just mud as opposed to standing water. Someone just vocalized nearby. Oh, just flew by, and is now over here. Let's see if maybe. Oh, if it's there, I don't see it. Hearing American crows, I think. No, maybe they might be the geese. I thought I was hearing American crows also. Maybe not. Oh, someone just flew by, nearby. Shoot, just flew on. Looks like another yellow rumped up there. And maybe that's what we're hearing. Maybe that high-pitched chip note, which may be a little bit higher than that of a, or it sounds a little different than that of a northern cardinal. Maybe that's what we're hearing. The yellow-rumped warblers. That's my guess. Okay, let me take a look around and see if I can see anything else of interest from here. I just heard a catbird again. Maybe the same one I heard earlier. Oh, you know what? I'll show you something in a moment. Oh, I see a great blue heron. Up in the nest tree, former nest tree. I'll lighten it up, but it's right there. Good to see. It was not there earlier when we were on the other side of the pond, so it's arrived since we started our walk. But anyway, I want to show you this. This is disappointing. Hold on, let me dim it down a bit. I don't remember how it looked in my view before, but I'm guessing this tree fell fairly recently. One that we've seen, herons in over the years. I mean, there used to be, I recall, a larger, tall, dead tree in that area, and it's no longer there now that I think about it, and there it is on the ground. It happens. I mean, I told you a week or two ago about this one. It fell within the last 2 or 3 years, and I was disappointed because the very first photo I ever posted to Flickr you know, was of a great blue heron in that tree, dead tree. I'm not sure if that's my own gear I'm hearing or if there's somebody nearby. No, it's not me, it's something nearby. Oh, maybe the Canada geese on that dead tree, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, they're still there. And we're going to move along, I think, pretty soon. I'm not seeing anything else. You know, whatever I'm hearing is closer. It's not the Canada geese. Can't see it. Just heard a chickadee. Hello. There's a great blue heron up there in the tall dead tree. On the left-hand side there's a branch. I don't know if you can see it or not. I see it because I know where to look, but
Yeah.
here, let me, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Are you on the perimeter of the water or?
Here, if you want, you know, I won't get too close. Look at my
Okay.
camera screen.
Thank you. Oh my goodness! Look at that.
And
Still,
then,
oh, I can see it now with my naked eye.
yeah,
I
you can
it.
see it
Yeah.
if you know where to look. It's on the
Yes, it'd
left-hand
be
side of the
pretty hard.
tree.
Pretty hard to spot otherwise. Wow. I don't usually. Well, you have to look at that. It's
Can I take a look?
Please.
Thank you.
now I've lost it.
Oh, wow.
The large dead tree. Here, let me back up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it now. I got
Okay,
it.
that large dead tree, and that's, you see where we're looking? On the left-hand side, there's a branch, well, there's a branch going to the left, and that's where it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great blue heron.
You know, it's funny. I don't see them in trees. Like, yeah, I see them in the water. you
Well,
know?
they even nest in trees. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know if you're familiar with sapsucker woods. Have you been here before?
Just like we've been to the ornithology place like once.
Okay.
We took a quick walk, but no, we don't really know the area now.
This, hold on one second. This area, or actually that tree, that dead tree that you were just looking at,
Yeah.
at one point for a number of years had a great blue heron nest in it.
Oh, no kidding.
And the Lab of Ornithology even installed cameras up there.
Uh-huh.
So you could really watch everything that was happening in the nest.
Uh-huh.
And then eventually there was even a second nest in another tree, and that nest was eventually abandoned partly because of, partly most likely because the people in the first nest maybe didn't like the ones in the second nest, possibly. Or at least it was suspected that some branches were stolen out of that second nest. But anyway, you know, there have been times before where you'd see adults all the time here, plus maybe 4 or 5 young in that nest. And it was really,
Oh, that's
really
so
something.
cool. Yeah.
But they go in trees often. But I mean, yeah, you're more likely to see them on the ground, especially when you do see them, you know, more
Yeah,
likely to see
easier
them on the
spot.
ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and you usually do see them by themselves, you know.
Well, you know, you say that, but sometimes I've seen areas where you've got maybe 40 or 50 of them.
What? Really?
You know, not all right next to each other, but there may be several that are close to each other.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to the Montezuma, you know, wildlife, National Wildlife Reserve,
You know.
that's a good place to see them.
What's that?
That's at the northern end of Cayuga Lake.
Okay, no.
basically you drive from Ithaca up Route 89, then you take a right onto Route 5 and 20, and then you go a little ways, about a mile or so, maybe a couple miles, and then take a left, and you're there. But it's a large area. It's not just that one area, but I mean that is a good place to start.
So what about the herons? Do they leave for winter?
They do. They'll stay as long as food is available, and what you're hearing there,
What is that? I hear.
that is a belted kingfisher.
Oh, look at, oh, there it is. I can see right there. And that to the right of the blueberry tree, near the top. Can you see it?
I did see it. I don't. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong tree.
That's it.
There it is.
Okay.
You don't know what one looks like, right?
Well, I see pictures.
Of belted kingfishers?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just pictures. I haven't seen one in the wild.
I'm not getting the very best look, but there it is.
Thank you.
Let me brighten it up.
Oh, yeah, I can see the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Huh.
And at the top of the tree where the great blue heron is, there's
Yeah.
a different bird.
No, what's that?
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. It's pretty hard to see.
Oh, I know what it is. It's a red-bellied woodpecker.
Ah, okay.
Are you familiar with those?
I am. They come to our feeders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love them. Interesting sound with the kingfisher.
Oh, yeah, it's that rattle.
Yeah.
They're amazing hunters, and they're just neat to see.
No, there's fish, I guess, in here.
Yes.
The water seems very low. Is that
Yeah.
unusually low for this time of year?
It's very low for this time of year. It's not usually this low, and I believe I may have just spotted a green heron.
Ooh.
A green heron, which is much smaller. It's about the size of a crow. Yep, I found one. Okay, there's a green heron out there, ground level, and I'm going to see if I can tell you how to find it. Well, you know what? I'm not going to... I'll let you look at it. I think that's the easiest way. Okay. Oh, it doesn't even... It's small. Let's see. Okay, well, if you look, you see where my camera's pointed.
Yeah.
So straight out, and at the very edge where there are tall grasses,
Yeah.
you see there's it looks like a fallen relatively short brown tree trunk. Okay?
It's kind of closer to us.
No, it's right. It looks like it's right at the edge of the grasses.
Okay. Yeah.
And in front of that come out, let's say, what may look to you like maybe, looks like it's probably about 10, 15 feet.
Yeah.
That's where it is on the ground. Now, if you want, come look at my camera screen here,
Okay.
because now you can kind of sort of see it.
Okay.
The green heron is right there.
I see it. Yeah, I do see it, and I can just barely see us. Like, if you
It
had
just,
pointed it
unfortunately, it just moved, and you missed it, and
Oh.
you walked away. Did you see it move?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
there's
you've
a,
got really good eyes.
well, I know how to look, and I'm also using binoculars, which
Yeah.
obviously helps.
I don't see where it went.
It's still there.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Now I see something on the right.
You know where it is? If you look back there, looking in that direction where that tree trunk is, it's in the area that looks like it has standing water on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Well.
So you've seen a green heron, a
That's-
a great blue heron.
I've never seen in the wild a green heron nor a kingfisher. So
Hey, you're doing pretty well.
that's pretty
I see what may be another green heron.
Yeah, I'm seeing two, like, just there. Like,
Well,
my camera's not gonna be able to.
let me see if I can see this, what I believe is a second green heron.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. If it is a green heron, like I think it is. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, this one's a little closer. It's looking away, but it's, you know, you have to, if you know what color to look for, it's very helpful because it's not quite the same color. Here, it's not quite the same color as like the vegetation you see around. It's right there. You see it? Right?
I think so.
Right there.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. See right there?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Right there. Now, how do you look at it from here?
How big are they?
About the size of a crow, I would
Okay,
say.
good.
So, if you look over there, see you've got some tree stumps and everything. There's one that looks like it's very short and still falling over. It's not like quite a stump. It's a little bit more than that, falling over to the right. To the left of that and behind it is where the green heron is.
Okay.
Well, actually, a little bit more to the left, where there's one, at least from my perspective, there's one tree trunk that has fallen to the left, and there's almost like a dip in the tree trunk at the very end of it. Here,
I see it. Yeah.
behind there is where the green
For
heron
us,
is.
We have to kind of go around these bushes here.
Right, correct.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know, Colin, you look straight over here.
Oh, and it's now turned a little bit to the right, and we can see its
Yeah.
breast.
Yeah, right here, you can, at the end of the column. You see it?
It's now looking to the left, now it's looking straight at us. And it has some stripiness to its breast. If you want, you can look at my camera screen again. It's up to you. It's kind of behind. It's kind of behind this, but it's right behind there.
Yeah.
I have to go too, believe me. But well, I'm streaming this live, just so you know.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
And so where is it being broadcast at?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, no kidding. Just under what?
It's under my name. I can give you a card if you want.
Sure.
You could actually tune in right now if you have a smartphone and internet connection.
Well, I'll look for that actually in the present. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. The one that says, the link that has live in it, or if you scan the one that says live, it would take you right there.
Okay. Cool. Anyway, yes, we better get going. Thank you so much for
My
coming.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolutely a pleasure.
So lucky. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Okay, we're gonna get going here, everybody. Rig for travel. It's gonna get dark here soon. It's a pleasure to share the birds with you, and it's a pleasure to share with, especially with people who may have at least some interest, or would like to maybe learn, or just maybe have some curiosity, and then you get to show them, and they just appreciate something they would have maybe otherwise missed. It's always a pleasure to do that. Whether we're on the campus, maybe, and seeing red-tailed hawks, or you know, things like that. Just, it's always fun to do that. But we are limited on time. I believe that great blue heron, it's hard for me to see right now with the naked eye. It's still up there, but there's from this view, there's a pine tree behind it, and it blends in just because of how it's lit. It's hard to see. Before, when we had a few brief moments with sun shining right on it, we were able to see. Oops, sorry. Hold on, I just saw a bird fly in and flew on. May have been a yellow-rumped. Hello. Maybe yellow-rumped warblers. I'm not sure if that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
They've been around.
They've got some black streaking.
Some, yes, and some yellow, not always at the rump, but sometimes at the side. Very pretty, soft-looking face.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, and there's a great blue heron in the tall dead tree across the pond. You'll be able to see it with binoculars, and you might be able to see a couple of green herons that are at the ground level. But they're on the farther edge of things, so look very carefully. I don't know who's making that noise. I'm here. Oh, I think it's a catbird. And maybe another catbird. Yeah, there are 2 or 3 catbirds around, I believe. Yeah, at least 2 vocalizing. Haven't seen one, but at least 2 are vocalizing. And just heard a black-capped chickadee as well. It's after 6. We're running out of time. I've enjoyed this walk, though, I have to say. Here, I don't know if they're Canada geese coming in, possibly. Sounds like it. Yes. Yes, quite a few, actually. Well, I don't know if they're coming in, but they're flying by anyway, at the very least. Not hundreds and hundreds, but you know, it's October now. I wonder, it's almost tempting to stay here for geese or, you know, goose arrivals, but you know, I don't know what to think in terms of whether or not they'll be coming. Obviously, we're hearing some now, quite a few, by the sound of them. Or at least they're noisy. But you know, I don't know. I mean, are they going to be coming in a lot? Given how much water there is. There's water, I mean, on this side, especially of the pond. And quite honestly, if the geese are coming in here and staying the night, could work in our favor because, you know, without water on the other side, maybe they'll favor this side, and if we don't disturb anybody, we might get a decent look at them coming in. You know, so often it seems like they do come in and they land on the other side of the pond. No matter what side we're on, they land on the other side of the pond. Or at least the majority of them seem to. Some people here at the outlet. Oh, the same people we saw earlier. I'm sure you can see the heron a lot better now.
No, is that the same one? Because I thought it was a different one.
Same one. And above it,
Yeah.
let me just verify that. I'm not sure if that's a branch.
I can't tell what it
It is a branch. But the camera used to be right about there, I would say. Somewhere up there. And then what happened was, it seemed like the nest wasn't really being taken care of. And then, so I mean, it was suffering from just some, weather damage. And then what didn't help is 2 mallards went up there, and they were wreaking havoc. They were doing all sorts of things, and a lot of people were mad at those mallards. But and they were seen on camera as they were, doing a lot of damage to the nest. But the nest, I think, was somewhat abandoned anyway by a great blue heron everyone knew as Dad Heron.
Dad Heron?
Mm-hmm. Well, he was, he had some distinguishing characteristics. Like he was missing one of his toes, and people would often look for that. Oh, did you hear that?
I did.
That was, if I had to guess, that was probably a pileated woodpecker.
That's what I'm thinking. It's so loud, yeah. Oh, we saw a couple of those in our backyard.
Oh, did you? They're beautiful.
Spring. Yeah, really cool.
I don't see the pileated.
All right.
Good luck to you.
See the next bird.
Take care. I'm not sure if that's a hairy or a downy woodpecker we're hearing right now in the distance. I heard the pileated pounding again. I believe it's a pileated. I'm not, there's always a chance of something else. Geese are coming closer. Hello, geese. And now not so close. I darkened it on purpose. Okay, now that it's turned the other way, I'm going to lighten it back up. Oops. Come on. Oops. Come on. There we go. Okay, no doubt now, pileated. Wait, was that a pileated or was that a northern flicker? I don't know. Are they surrounding me like they would a fox? Maybe. It kind of feels like they are. I don't know, I've never shown you that, but I've taken photos of it. More geese coming in. Actually, fair number. Love this place, you know. Just love it. I think they're kind of here. I don't know. Well, they're just Canada geese, but you know, they're beautiful. And when we see them in the right light, they're just gorgeous. You know, maybe everyone is thinking, oh, come on, Ferris, get to the campus. I'm not saying you're wrong. We are going to get going. It's just a pleasure to be here. It really is. I waved to the geese, and now we're walking. And I don't know, will more geese be coming in? It's very possible. I mean, I would say in terms of relative numbers, there are a lot of geese here. You know, usually most of the year, what do you see here? You know, if not that many, maybe 10 if you're lucky. Oh, mallards. I hadn't seen, these are the first mallards I've seen here today. This looks like it's mostly males. I don't want to bother them. You know, we're going to turn around and we're going to walk away. We're going to walk back the other way. I want to continue, but I just assume leave the mallards alone, you know? Not disturb them. So we won't continue on this path. We'll take another path farther away from the water. And I don't want to even bother the geese, which are wary of me by the looks of things. And I just want to steadily walk away. I hadn't seen or heard the mallards until then, so I was kind of surprised. And we haven't seen a lot of mallards here at all, really, for a while. And it could be they're now starting to return here. It does seem like we don't see that many of them during the warmer months, and that's, fine. But, I distinctly remember often seeing fair numbers of them, let's say, in November. And, when the pond is all cleared out of, the various lily pads and etc. And you get smooth water, and you get those nice November sunsets. And, I think I've told this before. I'm sure I've told you before. But there was this time I was here. I was still taking still photos. And it was November. Beautiful day. And I was here. It was getting late in the day. And, the sun was setting. And originally the thought is, okay, I'll go home. I've already walked around now, and I'll just go home. And but I decided to stay for the sun, just for the rest of the time. And it sounds like a lot of somebody's took off. Or something happened. I don't think it didn't sound like a landing. Anyway. The sun was setting. As I said, it was beautiful. And it almost looked like all the mallards and the Canada geese were just there just to watch the sun set with me. I mean, they were all paying attention. Looked like they were all looking in that direction. And then, as I recall, once that was pretty much over, or at least the, it was still light maybe, but the sun was not really shining directly, they took off. It was like, okay, show's over, and then they left. And it was just, it was like we were all just watching the sunset, and then, okay, time to go. I believe I'm hearing black-capped chickadees nearby. Don't see any. Actually, I haven't seen one yet today here. But I've heard them several times. Sounds like something is here. I hear Canada. Okay, well, I see a couple Canada geese. They look like they're gaining altitude. Maybe they just took off from the pond. I don't know. Maybe they're not staying here tonight. Things may be very different because of the water levels. I don't know. But now that I think about it, usually by this time we often will stay here and wait for the geese to come in. I don't know if you want me to do that or not. I'd like to get to the campus. It is getting a little late, but I think it's early, lighter than it was last week. Both possibly because of time, and possibly because there is. It's not as cloudy as it was last week. Just a quick look around here, see if there's anything nearby that we might find of interest. Oh, something was just there. Maybe a beaver? Or something? It splashed. I didn't see it. Still haven't seen it. Okay, I'll hold the camera here, but I'm going to look around at the water's edge. I'm not seeing really anything, so let's keep moving. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Do I want to go directly to the car. I think that's what we should do. I wouldn't mind going back to the water, but I think we'll go directly to the car and head to the campus. I could stay here and maybe see if more Canada geese come in. Always enjoy doing that. I'm hearing a lot of goose vocalizations. And I don't know if these are leaving or they're coming by. Kind of think they're leaving. Maybe I'm wrong. Hello. I thought I heard something. Maybe. But we're going back to the car. Nice walk overall. Maybe nicer than I thought it would be. Well, I should say, I thought it would be nice. I just, it seemed like we weren't going to see much, but we had some nice things we saw. I would say. At least my opinion. But let's go to the campus while we have a little bit of light left. nearing another catbird, just so you know. I'm almost ready. Okay, I guess, I don't know if they're tangled. They're probably all tangled. They're always tangled. Okay, 6:31. Yeah, it's late, but we'll try to, let me give you a better view, slightly better view anyway. We'll try to see if we can find some hawks on the campus for a change. A little bit more time today, I believe, than we did last week. We spent, by the time we reached the campus last week, things were really dark. And things are dark now, but not, not super dark. So there's a chance we'll see somebody. No starlings here today, or at least I didn't see any. It was, last week, one of the reasons why we were late was that stop to see the black-bellied whistling duck. And, I was really glad we saw it. And actually, over the last couple days, no one has reported it there at Heil School Road. Someone reported it a couple days ago in a different location, and that person who posted was wondering if maybe that was the same one, and maybe, or probably, speculating it was probably the same one, and was wondering of whether or not it was leaving the area or not. I sure hope it was leaving the area. It was as great a pleasure as it was to see. I don't want it to stay up here. I want it, it doesn't belong up here. And I was thinking, even if it knows to stay with, other, blue jay just flew over the road. If it knows to stay with other ducks who, can find, watery areas where they can feed, and maybe it could feed, it sounds good, and it's fine. I'd be, glad. But the thing is, I personally don't know if, a black-bellied whistling duck, which is, normally seen in some southern states and in Mexico, is it even equipped for colder weather up here? I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably not adapted, so I just assume it leave the area. It was a great pleasure to see it. And, I don't know if you've noticed, but when I posted the video and I posted about it on MeWe, I even pinned it at the top. And the reason why I did that is I just, I don't know, I feel a connection with that duck. I just want it to do well, and I'm worried about it. And I hope it, hope it can find its way back to where it's supposed to be and to be with, you know, other members of the species. Just wonder, how did it make its way and find its way up here? And as I mentioned last week, you know, some had been seen in Montezuma. 4 of them had been reported there. But that was, you know, weeks ago, and you know, no one has been reporting them, as far as I know, since. I mean, maybe a few of them came up this way and that one was separated from the others. I have no idea. Or, you know, maybe it was never with them, but whatever brought them up this way brought it up this way, and we will never know what happened. But anyway, I pinned it at the top, kind of as, you know, kind of to honor it and to keep it in my own thoughts. Seeing more and more headlights on now, so pretty soon we'll see street lights on, I'm guessing. Building lights, parking, yeah, here's some street lights here that I've turned on. So we don't have a lot of time on the campus. Should I have stayed at Sapsucker for geese? I don't know. Kind of looked like they were leaving, but sometimes, you know, we've seen before where we've been there in the afternoon, and the geese, and there are some geese there, and they leave, and then later on, geese come back, and you know, I don't know if it's the same geese or what, but later on you have arrivals of geese, so who knows. But again, with water levels that way, I don't know. I should warn you, I mean, it looks like we're, you know, getting to the campus late, so the likelihood of finding anybody is maybe, once again, rather low. So, no promises. Squirrel, stay away from the road. Nobody on the throne, nobody surprised. Just saw a robin. And checking the Bradfield perchers just in case. I didn't expect anybody, but I don't see anybody either. Those really are, used more during the nesting season and, in the time after they fledge for a few weeks, but not so much this time of year, I would say. .4 degrees. Which makes for slightly uncomfortable temperatures if you open the windows and drive around. And with few or no robins around to really call an alert, I'm not really worried about missing out on alert calls from robins. So leaving the windows closed is fine. Had it been, if this were spring, with, robins all over the place and possibly calling out alerts, that would be a different story. Pretty soon we'll probably, we'll be considering taking trips to the pheasant farm. Not just yet, it's a little early. In terms of seeing hawks, it's a little early. There may be other activity there that's worth seeing. deer up there. Right at the fence line at the top of the hill. I wonder if it's gonna, I don't know if it can go over the fence or not. I doubt it. Maybe. No sign of anybody, and it's getting dark. I think I just saw a mourning dove. I believe that's what it was, in flight. Go to Sage Hall, but let's go this way instead. They may be there, but or maybe a hawk is there, but I'm gonna go this way. Feeling we're not going to see anybody. Sorry about that. I don't see anybody up there. Didn't really expect to, but I was hoping. Never know. I think we're going to strike out again. See how dark it is. I mean, you know. If I were smart, I'd probably say, okay, that's it. We're not going to see anybody, but keep trying. Of course, all of you could tune out. I'm just going to keep looking until I can't see anymore. Well, we'll check one or two other places, and I think we're going to call it a day. Obviously, we're not seeing anybody. Unfortunately. And as you can tell, it's getting dark, so... I mean, I don't know quite what it looks like, you know, through the camera. I mean, it's not pitch black yet. It probably looks, judging by what I can see from here on the screen, it may look a little darker than it is. And I can see, you know, in terms of finding somebody, I can see some things. I can't see, you know, in trees very well, for instance, right now. But, you know, at the top of a tree or the top of a building, I might be able to see somebody. But I think it's time we closed up shop. I don't know if we're going to see anybody at this time. Now it looks like it's getting to the point where even if we find somebody, we'd have a hard time seeing seeing that somebody very well. Maybe we would have been better off staying at Sapsucker, I don't know. You know, actually, now that I think about it, maybe last week might have been less cloudy than this week. Because I remember I was trying, unsuccessfully, to show you Jupiter and Saturn last week, and I could see them, at least Jupiter. And now there's a fair amount of cloud cover. So, not that it really matters at this point, does it? No, not really. I think it's time we called it a day. I'm not seeing anybody, unfortunately. So I should probably pack up and head home. I've enjoyed the day, though. I hope you have too. It's a nice things to see here and there. I really liked Sapsucker today. I have to say, overall, Montezuma was kind of, sort of disappointing. Didn't get to see a lot or a lot very well, certainly, but quite honestly, given the time of year, that's not necessarily surprising. And with the lack of water there in certain spots, not surprising at all. Nobody on the various perches on this side. Sometimes, we've seen in the past on this side of Bradfield, maybe a peregrine falcon or something like that, but nothing. I don't see anybody there now. Anyway, I think it's time to call it a day. And I want to thank you all for joining me. It was fun. Nice to be able to share some of the things that we saw. Well, really all of the things we saw. But we are out of time. And more importantly, out of light, which means we're out of hawks. So it's time for me to pack up and head home. It would be nice if YouTube were more allowing of music. I can understand why it's not, but it would be nice if it would. Anyway, we are out of time. So, everyone, I want to wish you a very good night. Thanks for joining me. And we will see you all next time. Take care, everybody.